Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody to the council chambers of Adelaide Metcalfe Township. It's Monday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. for our regular council meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Is there any declaration of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof? Okay, seeing none, could I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Moved by Councillor Nordoff, seconded by Councillor, it says McKinnon, but I'm going to call you Kingma tonight. If you want to switch your name tags. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. All right, you've had a chance to look through the minutes of the previous meeting from March the 17th. Are there any errors or omissions? Seeing none, we have a recommendation that the minutes of the Adelaide Metcalfe Council meeting held on March 17th, 2025 be adopted as printed. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Brody, seconded by Councillor Nordoff. All in favor? And that's carried. Okay, the next part of our meeting is in reference to the Drainage Act, a meeting to consider the report. We need a motion that the Drainage Consideration Meeting to review the engineer's report for the topping drain 2023. What's that?
Local Heman, sir.
No, you got the wrong
Yeah.
one here. Okay. The Local Heman drain be opened at 7:02 p.m. Moved by Councillor Kingma and seconded by Councillor Brody. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have attending virtually, I should have mentioned, one of our councillors, Councillor McKinnon, and we also have an engineer, David Morse from our Dobbin Engineering, as well attending virtually. And I will turn the meeting over to you, David, and take it away.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Mayor. What we'll do here, I guess we did have a meeting on February the 3rd, which I went through the whole report at that point in time, and council deferred the report from adoption, first and second reading. So for a 30-day period, so that we could have the opportunity for one of the landowners who was missed in notification to have the opportunity to decide if they wanted to connect into the municipal drain or have the municipal drain extended upstream. They have not wanted to do that. That property owner didn't wish to move forward with that. So therefore, the report that was submitted back now it's the same report essentially, but we did modify a little portion of the watershed. We were going to do that through the quarter revision stage, but instead we decided now we'd just do it through the whole report. So we don't need to make really any changes at the quarter revision from our end unless there is an appeal. So if council wishes, I will go through the report again, but if not, or if there's anyone in attendance tonight that has any questions, I'm open to proceed either way.
Okay, thank you, David. Are there any councillors that have any questions at this time? Betty Ann, you're good?
No, I have no questions. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any affected property owners that are present here that would like to ask any questions or speak to the drain? Just come up to the microphone, please, and Rob, just hit the button there for him to, yeah, just identify yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm Dave Scott from the Regional Water Supply for the City of London.
Yes.
I represent the Lake Huron. Now, there's a piece of your drain that's going to go over.
Correct.
And now the only thing we have is just a couple little notes to put on that. Is it possible to have it daylighted prior to? Just to check the elevations, not just to make sure.
Yeah, we did do daylighting already.
Okay.
To check to confirm the elevation on it. On our profile, there is a top of water main shot that was done. That's why there's an assessment against the water supply company there, because we did it originally just so that we made sure there was no conflict at the time when we were going to install the new tile drain above it. But I believe, let me just quickly go through the report and see if I can check if I'll have it in as well. So I do have an item when we go to tender the Newell Road crossing works, there's an item as well to be tendered so that the actual contractor daylights and works around those utilities.
No, that's perfect. And when that happens, like, it's usually myself that goes on site, so I would have to be contacted. I could talk to Andrew Neely and just
I know they have a
Oh,
new
you
So Dave,
superintendent now,
the
which,
gentleman beside you is Rob, and that's our new drainage boss, right beside you, right beside you. The guy right beside you, yeah.
Oh, I-
so yes, I guess when we get to that stage and get through quarter revision and we're able to get to a point to do our tender process, at that time, once we have a contractor put in and they do, they put their locates in, I guess that'll be the time when we'll be working with you.
Okay, no, that's perfect. That's all the questions I had.
Okay.
It's nice to see a drain actually not, it's actually a foot cover. Usually we're getting like 2 inches cover, and then we get into a little more engineering that you have to do, but nope, that works out great.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so that addresses, and then we'll make sure you're included in for the quarter revision when that meets. Okay. You've noted that?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay, are there any other affected people? Yeah, just come on up to the mic and identify yourself, please.
Murray Van Grinsman. I got the 3 properties on the most southerly side of that.
Yes, Marie.
That, what kind of assurances? I don't know if you've walked the farm on the absolute most southerly side on the southeast side.
Okay,
I'm wondering what kind of elevations we got, actual elevations there compared to where that drain is.
okay, so I know we didn't survey up in that particular area. We've used LiDAR to determine the elevations that are coming down through there. My plan was to make sure I get a GPS shot in the location of where your property is at before we start any type of construction, just to make sure, because I know the comment has come back from yourself and Mr. Milligan about wanting to make sure that it can be extended upstream. So we will fully confirm that before we do any of the install on that main. If you look at the profile, we do have the ability to lower the top section of the 750. So I'm not too concerned with that. And it is deep there at the top part of it where we have the catch basin, right on the property line at where the locker property ends. So we will make sure we get a shot at the top part, wherever you think your main would come in at in that location. And we'll make sure that that's the abilities there for that before we get that pipe installed, because the grade on the 750 it's at 0.5%. So there is room to work with if we had to deepen it. So it should be okay at that point.
Okay, but if we're agreeing to this now,
Right.
it's too late for me to say I need to be reassessed if that's not capable of draining that corner.
But
Waiting for
based on what
construction.
we've surveyed, like the survey that we have across the locker property, right? And then the LiDAR information that we have on the grade lines through there, we are deep enough. Okay, based on that information that we have, so we're fine. I want a confirmed shot from our surveyor just to make sure it shows that, but I don't think there's gonna be an issue based on what I'm seeing through here.
So what's a recourse, I guess, if it can't drain, I don't think it can drain this bottom south side.
You think you're deeper than this?
Yeah. But I don't, to be honest, I don't know how to read these maps either. I'm no professional.
Okay. So if the profile ends at, you'll see if you have the drawing there, you're gonna see where catch basin 2 is at. So we've essentially taken topo shots of, do I share my screen? Is it just a possibility to share my screen?
Yes, I gave you the ability. You should be able to do it
Okay.
now.
So let me just see if this is the one that comes up here.
I just don't.
I get to, yeah, I can see.
So we can see
There's
my
a hill
hand
that's
moving
right
around here.
across here, so I don't know how
Yes.
good, but
We can
Yes.
see it moving.
Not
So
that.
essentially where this is at here, where this basin 2 is at. So you're talking about you in this area here confirming
no,
what's
further south, go south. ahead
further
of-
south.
Right there.
So down in here, okay. So this red line that we've got, this is where we've confirmed that through LiDAR data, everything pushes this way. So that's telling us that based on where we've put our catch basin here, which if I go to this catch basin, the tile portion is this is the tile here. So we are down enough here. So what I'm talking about is where I have a grade line here. We have 0.2, 0.19, right? The capacity is still here in the tile. We can deal with lowering that grade. We just didn't because we have our cover through there. So then we're not deep coming through, but we can adjust that if we need to at that time. That's why I don't think we need to refer the report back, do anything like that. We should be perfect. We should be okay with your piece. But for your peace of mind, we will come out and make sure that that's the way it is before we do any construction.
Okay, and then we get reassessed if we can't drain that corner, I take it, or?
Well, if we can't drain that particular corner, well, that shouldn't be in our watershed, right? So the information I've got is that this is the watershed that comes this way, so we should be okay. That's what I'm saying, right? Basically, what I have, to go off of based on where we put the catch basin at there.
Okay, just for a direct question, what happens if it can't drain?
Well, then we'll have to look at where, if that water has to go somewhere else, that may have to be an option at another point in time, where you could petition for another option to go there. If this happened to be way deeper, then and it doesn't go that way, and our LiDAR is incorrect, because this was a section 4, right? So we're just trying to match up watersheds from the Lewis, the Word L drain at the north here, and then whatever LiDAR was coming in here, and this woods drain. So if this happened to be a piece that it can't drain in here, then we'd have to look at another option of bringing that somewhere else, because this would have to be probably quite deep down through here to even make that work, if that's what you're talking about, right? So it may just modify the watershed and put it somewhere else, but what I can do, I mean,
There's
Go
no
ahead.
municipals at all on that 300, so going
right,
somewhere else is still up to myself. But
right.
then I shouldn't be assessed on this drain on whatever can't drain that way is what I'm getting at.
Correct. So like I've said, I mean, this is the information that we've been able to confirm from the LiDAR information in this particular area. We don't go out and survey an entire watershed and GPS everything, right? So you use the information we have, and that's what we've used in this. And that's what we have to confirm how much is coming in there, right?
Yeah, we could talk in circles all night. I just want to
We
know.
could, 100% we could. So what we'll do.
I just want to know what happens to the assessment if it can't drain. Does it change?
It
Yes or
could
no?
change.
It's a yes or no answer only.
It's an yes or no, it could change, yes.
That's all I'm asking. Good. That's it.
Okay, that's been noted in the minutes as well. Okay, is there anyone else? Mr. Milligan, come on up.
Ken Milligan. I think everybody knows who I am now. I have the same concern as Mr. Grisvin. The back end of my farm, there's a fairly low spot there, and I just wanted to make sure that it was going to be a viable outlet for that.
And
So
is it this corner here, Ken, you're concerned with?
It's further east.
Further east, so we're all along this boundary line here is what we're concerned with, right? Is this top piece right here, right?
There's quite a hill there, and it comes down and it gets quite low, and then it comes back up like to Mr. Grisvin's fence line.
Okay,
So if you're shooting his farm, I wouldn't mind that being shot as well on my farm.
yeah, no problem. And that's what we would have done. If you guys had to want to extend, we would have had to do a hell of a lot more extensive surveying up through here to know for sure what was going on. And currently right now we're relying on the LiDAR data that we have, right? For the way the land goes through there.
Right. And how old would that data be though?
It's
Right.
quite recent. That's on the QGIS that we use. So
Okay.
yeah,
Well, just peace of mind if if you're paying
100%.
for an outlet, I would certainly like to be able to use it in the future for sure.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Ken. Is there anyone else that has any questions or comments? Okay, and last call for council comments or questions? Okay, seeing none then, Okay, we have a recommendation that the engineer's report dated March 11th, 2025 for drainage works on the Locker Heman Drain under Section 4 of the Drainage Act be considered and provisionally adopted as presented by the drainage engineer. Could I have a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Brody, seconded by
Oh.
Councillor Nordoff. All in favor? And that's carried. Further, we have a recommendation that the drainage consideration meeting to review the engineer's report for the Locker Heman Drain be closed at 7:15 PM. Could I have a mover? Moved
So
by
moved.
Councillor McKinnon. Thank you. Seconded by Councillor Kingma. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. I'm gonna keep that one. Okay, next up, we have the consent agenda. Is there anything anyone wants removed from that? Okay, next up is item 8, our correspondence. Thanks for coming out, Dave. Thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I'm just going to take a 2-second pause here to thanks people in the gallery. Okay, item 8 on the agenda is correspondence. 8A, we have a request to support a resolution from the municipality of East Ferris regarding Standing for Canada. 8B, a resolution request from the Township of Brudenell, Lindock, and Raglan regarding child welfare funding. And so could I have a motion to file and receive and file items 8A and 8B? Moved by Councillor Brody, seconded by Councillor Nordoff. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, next up is the staff reports. 9A, a special occasion permit regarding the Kerwood Annual Baseball Tournament. And I'm not sure who's going to take that one. Okay, our clerk, Michael Barnier.
Through the mayor to members of council, pretty standard and exciting that we have another ball tournament coming. It's for June 6th, 7th, and 8th, 2025. As a normal process, they have requested a special occasion permit. The report kind of outlines the process and why you need a special occasion permit. But to support, we need to pass a resolution that designates the annual ball tournament as a municipally significant event. So if there's any questions, pretty straightforward. We've done this the last few years. If I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Any questions?
No.
Okay, I think this is a great event for the community. It really brings a lot of people in and we're looking forward to it. So if there's,
I'll
sorry,
move the motion.
that's great. So Betty Ann McKinnon Councillor McKinnon moves a recommendation that council designate the Optimist Club of Kerwood Adelaide Metcalfe Annual Ball Tournament, June 6th, 7th, and 8th, 2025, to be an event of municipal and/or community significance, and to advise the Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario that it has no objections to this event. Could I have a mover and a seconder? We have a mover. Sorry, we have Councillor McKinnon has moved that, and Councillor Nordoff seconds it. All in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. All right. Is there any other business for tonight? Councillor Kingma?
Thank you. Through the mayor to Coulter. The Mullaferry Drive reconstruction is coming up soon, and I'm wondering if any encroachment agreements have been discussed for the next section.
Thank you, Councillor Kingma. We actually do have something coming through, and then I think 2 meetings from now with another encroachment similar to last year's. So, but we do have a public meeting next week. I believe it's on Tuesday here at the township office for any of the affected residents. So they can pop in, and it's very informal, but they can check out the plans and ask any questions that they have. So.
That's good. Yeah, I noticed a Facebook post today, so that's good. And hopefully the residents have been notified as well. Okay, is there any other business? Okay, seeing none, then we have a recommendation that bylaw 3 of 2025 regarding the locker Heman drain receive first and second reading. Moved by Counselor Nordoff, seconded by Counselor Brody, all in favor, and that's carried. And we have a recommendation that bylaw 17 of 2025 confirming April 7th. Sorry about that. April 7th, 2025. Try that again. That bylaw 17 of 2025 confirming April 7th, 2025 received first, second, and third and final reading. Moved by Counselor Kingma, seconded by Counselor McKinnon. All in favor, and that's carried. We have a recommendation that the meeting be adjourned at 7:21 PM. Moved by Counselor Brody, seconded by Counselor Kingma. All in favor, and that's carried. Thank you. Just to put everyone on notice, the next agenda might be a whole lot longer and heavier. So anyway, thank you.